All over the world, cutting-edge technology is adjoined to make life easy for a common man. In Nigeria or in Africa, Nigeria is taking the lead with the recent launch of the eNaira, launched by CBN, the central bank digital currency known by eNaira. We are to discuss on this issue this morning on Nigerian market. Nigerian market is an advocacy program of aid. With me in the studio this morning is my ED, Samuel Paul.
Good morning, viewers. We're glad we're here um, to talk on the benefits of the CBN digital currency. Today, we almost dress like if we were working SEC, Exchange Commission. So I think we're on point.
Yeah, we're talking about digital currency.
Digital currency. So we shall also have to be like exchange.
All right, you're welcome this morning. Nigeria market, you know what's in the market. Must always continue to bring to you before the prices of food and transport fare is soar, and that is what we're going to relate to this morning. We are conversant with the recent eNaira value. We want to be able to find out if the value of the eNaira can actually serve the purpose of which it is being produced. And in our platform this morning, we always continue to mention how the common man can fare, how we can be able to make food available for us, how we can promote what we produce so that our economy can grow, so that we will not continue to borrow from the foreign countries to take care of our budget. These are our issues, and the platform this morning with the new introduction of the eNaira, we want to see the benefits. So our topic this morning is not far from looking at the benefits of the eNaira to the common man and the merchants. So, but we have specialists and very special man who is going to talk on that. I think you have the details. So we're going to listen to him. Is a regular discussant here in our platform. So this morning we're going to share his views with us. I think he's another person.
Yeah, Emmanuel Haruna is a regular, like you said, he's a Nigerian like us. So even though he's in diaspora, but I think he feels what we are feeling because he's an expert. Emmanuel Haruna is a doctoral researcher in development economy in Kobe University, Japan, and I think he's also a staff of the Ministry of Budget and National Planning, so he understands this. And then we've also looked at his area of research, which includes financial development, shadow. That's talking about the black market. Then he's also researching on economic growth, sustainable development, then poverty and inequality. So all these things are areas of his deep interest. And of course, as a researcher, I know that he has a lot and lots and lots to tell us. More especially as a staff of budget and national planning, even though he's in school, the research is also part of what he will be contributing to the nation's economy, especially as it has to do with financial development, and I love that other aspect, poverty reduction, because that's where the common man, falls to. So Aruna, you are welcome to the platform this morning again. We're glad to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So how is Japan? How is Japan this morning?
Yeah, but sadly enough, because of the time different, we are in the evening right now because the difference in terms of time variation between Japan and Nigeria is 8 hours. So Japan is ahead of Nigeria with 8 hours. So I think we are moving
Maybe you have
gradually
to
to
be
the winter.
audible again. The voice.
Hello, hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Hello.
okay. Just try. Let's see.
Okay, I said, yeah, Japan is like 8 hours ahead of Nigeria. So now we're gradually moving to the winter season. So it's getting really pretty cold now. Thank you.
All right, that's fine. So as a researcher and a staff, I'm sure you are in touch with what is happening in Nigeria, even though because that is also your area, national planning, budget and national planning. Now, working with CBN, all right, you've seen that on Monday, Mr. President has launched the central bank digital currency, also known as eNaira, for us. And then we have looked at some of the things talking about financial inclusion, talking about, access, across board for everybody, to make payment easier for the common man. And that's what we'll be looking at today. How does this policy or this program, you know, are we sure how will it, benefit the common man on the street and of course the small scale businesses in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you so much, Executive Director, for this wonderful question that you put forward. Let me start by saying that the digital currency, popularly known as the eNaira, so was launched on Monday, on 25th, right, of
Yes.
October. Yes. So by Mr. President, was unveiled by Mr. President, right?
Yeah.
But one important thing that we need to understand clearly is that we are in the age of digitization, and countries do not afford to be conductor. They're supposed to be driving the seat of digitization. But if we want to trade digitization, we need to be very, very careful. How
Okay.
does the common man on the street benefit from the eNaira, from this digital currency? First, digital currency can never save the naira in terms of the rate of inflation. It cannot save it. But one of the most important that I think that the central bank got it right is about promoting financial inclusion. Because right now, around 36% of Nigerian adults are financially excluded in terms
Okay.
of having access to financial services. So
Okay.
introducing the eNaira will enable those on bank, or rather on the bank, should have access to financial services with
Okay.
those deposit and monetary institutions. Yeah.
All right, but if we said this is CBN, but I think that this is already ongoing with the advent of POS that is almost everywhere. You know, that's already reaching out across the boundaries. Like I saw in CBN, Emefiele said, one of it is to ensure that financial inclusion, and then payment going across boundaries. But with the advent of POS, that's already in existence. So why does government come up with the same policy again?
Yeah. Very, very interesting question. So that is the same question that we keep asking as expert in financial development. So in as much as we have organizations or maybe independent business guys
Private, yeah.
that are really rolling out POS, that is digital services. So mobile
Yeah.
money, let's put it mobile
Yeah.
money.
Okay. Mobile money. Fine. Yeah.
Yes, mobile money. So, but we need to understand clearly there are two difference between the e-currency, so which is the e-naira, and the
Okay.
other type of cryptocurrency, or maybe coins, or maybe wallet. So both of them are wallet. But the only difference is that the e-naira serve as medium of exchange as well as the store of value, being
Okay.
being under the custodian of the central bank of a country. So now, so we talked about recognizing it as a legal tender. So that is the difference. So it makes the citizens to have trust in the wallet, because the e-naira is just a wallet,
Hmm.
right? But we need to understand is that you cannot transfer money from your e-naira to your ordinary bank account, but you
You
can transfer
cannot.
money. No, no, you can't.
Sorry. You cannot.
No, 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 you can't. So
Okay,
you can
so
only
for those
sorry. So what?
now, if you can't transfer from your eNaira to your normal bank account, all right, and then we see more of these people, that are within the rural area, those hard to reach, the unbankable sectors. Now, how do we reconcile that? Because they might have money in their wallets, and then the transactions, because there are a lot of um, lessons or trainings and all that advocacies have to go around on how they will be able to. So if somebody doesn't have money in his, because my understanding is that since I have the money, I can transfer it to my normal bank account.
It says great question. So we need to understand that very clearly, because now in a domiciliary account, you will see an icon for e-wallet. So
Okay.
what you do is, if for instance I'm in Japan and I want to transfer money to your wallet, all I need to do is to go to my online banking, then click the eNaira and transfer money to your wallet. It means wallet to wallet,
Okay.
right? But if
Yeah.
you don't, yes, but if why it encourages financial inclusion, because it's the access for people to have the phone at the comfort of their house to make payment, right? Like for instance, if I want to buy television, all I need is a QR code,
Mhm.
and you have your phone, and you scan the QR code and you make your payment so easily. These are one of the aspects of financial services, right? Because a lot of people in the rural area do not have access to that kind of service at their comfort of their home, right?
All
So
right.
All
that
right.
is
Yeah, Mr.
why,
Selector.
That's very good of your analysis there. But the fact you have actually established is that the eNaira is still the same value to a paper naira that we have. That is the fact. Here, the essence is that, as according to your analysis, the financial inclusion that the government is making for a common man to be, to have this opportunity to be able to transact, whatever forms of transaction he has in a very easy way. Considering all this fact, considering that now we have a population of about, let's
About
say,
200 million.
yeah, over 200 million, and about 25% of the adults who are not actually literate enough and who are in the suburb. And as far as this platform is concerned, we are always concerned with the common man. That's why the topic is the common man out there in the street. How can this actually benefit him and to also boost his economical, transactions that we are looking at? You have actually told us that the eNaira is same value. That is no dispute about it. But in the inclusion, how is government making it easier for them, especially for those who don't have the internet facilities in their localities, and probably they don't have bank locations in those suburbs? And this eNaira transaction platform is open for them. How effective are they going to be included, as it is called financial inclusion, is what the common man would like to listen to as you present this.
yeah, very interesting question, because the unbanked people simply means those who do not have bank account.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of indicators that we're looking at under the composition of financial development. And like I said, in Nigeria, we have 36% of you adults that do not have bank account.
Yeah.
Right? So the
Huge.
data, yeah, it's very huge. Right? It's roughly like 38 million people out of 200,
Mm.
200 million people, right? So now this eNaira is one aspect of financial inclusion. We are not saying that is the general in terms of to enable everyone to be financially inclusive. It's just a component of it using mobile. So just like what Mr. Chineme really asks about mobile money, we have a lot of transaction. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, just go on.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so we have mobile money transactions, right? So apart from the mobile money transaction, then why should the government now go, the central bank now go ahead to introduce eNaira? eNaira, most of those mobile money, wallet, how many people have confidence on it? It's about confidence. It's about stability of the financial system. Nobody. So, and again, because of project the data and see. Sorry, I earlier sent the data. Can you project it? So let me show you. I sent the data. So I sent the data. So I want you guys to project it.
Okay,
So
the data. Okay, okay.
yes.
But just let's while you just
Okay.
get that data projected. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
So
fine.
yes.
All right. So
So
I think it's
the first
projected now.
page. The first page. The first slide. First slide. Next
The
slide,
first
please.
slide with map.
Yes. The map. Yes. So before then, apart from yeah, great, nice one. So as you can see, so
Okay.
in this data, in this map, right, it shows the number of digital currency being piloted by the central bank of different countries.
Okay.
Nigeria is not the first in Africa. Anyone that says Nigeria is the first is like it doesn't do a lot of research. Senegal is the first to launch it.
Wow.
And yes, in 2016,
Wow.
November 2016, Senegal was the first country to launch it in Africa.
16.
And yes, and in November, it was rejected by the State Association of Central Banks of West Africa. So we call them Banque Centrale de l'État de l'Afrique la Ouest. So it's the central bank of the West Africa under the ECOWAS. It was rejected. So that was why you can see two were cancelled. Two countries launched it and they later canceled it. Ecuador and Senegal. They launched it and they later canceled it. And as you can see, a lot of countries, when you look at the data, a lot of countries are in the phase of development. Why some they are in the phases of doing the research. So what does that point out? It points out very clearly that digitization is the edge, but countries need to be very, very careful. Careful in the sense that there are disadvantages. We talked about the pros and the cons. The pros is like it facilitates financial inclusion, right? And also it helps the government to increase taxation because if everybody registers its detail, government will know who are the business people and they'll start paying tax very easily. And again, second process is that it helps to address the shadow economy, which is my area of research.
Yeah.
In Africa, in Nigeria, a 58% of small scale businesses, they are under shadow, hidden. They don't pay tax. There is very huge amount of numbers. So government is seriously losing taxation. And the e-wallet merchant version, like the version of the merchant, when small scale business begin to register, government begin to have a centralized data, and government will begin to track them to pay taxes, and it will add revenue to the coffers of the government. And as the presenter said earlier, we keep on borrowing to finance our budget because of there's no money, right? So these are the advantage. And again, another advantage is that is what the central bank is currently doing. It will help the monetary policy, checking inflation in and out. So because the digital wallet, the central bank sent electronic money, as we saw yesterday. They say the central bank sent about, is it 500 million naira, right, into the e-wallet. Yes. Yeah. So it will help them to monitor inflation. But one of the things that I need to stress to our listener is that digital eNaira will not save Naira. What will save Naira is production. power the industry. So if you give light to the industry, people will produce. So Naira is just the normal value in your bank. eNaira is just the normal value in your bank. Just the normal value, just the normal Naira. It's just that what makes it different is that it's a wallet. So
Yeah.
it's just within a comfort of your phone. And you can make purchase very easily at the comfort of your house. So let me just stop here for a while. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for making that silent point. eNaira will not save the Naira. And I like that very point. It must be
Production.
Yeah. Production is the answer. And that is the main essence of our platform this morning. Nigerians will always begin to, rush into the issue of this new innovation. But then we are looking at production. How is it going to improve on the Naira existence is what we are going to mention here. But then, as the topic says, we're going to look at the crown and the coin. And in the platform, we always try to say we should try to, as much as possible, to, manage our economy in the sense that we will not fall into, bankruptcy. If this new policy is on board, and as we're targeting the common man, and considering the fact that this thing is on a blockchain and is an electronic issue, and with the current issue of fraud that is already online and is an online business or online transaction, how are we helping the common man who may actually ploy into it? Already this morning, I saw the CBN announcing to Nigerians to be aware that there is a eNaira, a fake eNaira account on Twitter. So Nigerians should be aware of it. So how do we, or how does the government sustain these new policies as against the fraud aspect of it so that it can save Nigerians into plugging into this new innovation?
Okay, just a quick one so that you can just take up, just to clarify, I think I also got a notification. Somebody shared notification from a fraudster. Now, that's from Zenith Bank, Ghana.
Yeah.
Something like Zenith, Zenith Bank, now asking people to open the e-wallet as if it is Zenith Bank that is sending, but not Zenith Bank Nigeria, Zenith Bank Ghana. So like Mr. Slater said, how will Nigerians, so that we don't fall into a lot of fraudsters, duping the common people, because it is those common people that will be the target.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you?
Okay.
Did you get the questions?
No, please. Can you just repeat?
No, we're talking about preventing fraud using this now. Preventing fraud. CBN is already warning Nigerians to be careful, because there are already fake Naira accounts, spreading on Twitter and other social media. And somebody posted one even from Zenith Bank, like the person is sending as if it is the Zenith Bank that is asking you to open your e-wallet. But that is Zenith Bank Ghana, not even Nigeria. So Nigeria has not done, Ghana is not sending. So preventing fraudsters from taking undue advantage, of the citizens.
Yeah, very interesting question. So because these are the coins of the eNaira, and one of the challenges I can tell you authoritatively is one of that of cybercrime risks, like you say.
Okay.
Because issue of hacking the system. And we are talking about central bank is a custodian of the e-wallet. It's an harmonized system. Why the banks, the DMBs are just it's just like a kind of intermediate, but the centralization is with the central bank. So the disadvantage is this: if the system is being hacked, what happens to people's money?
Yeah.
And mind you, e-wallet is another form of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And lately we have been hearing about people losing a lot of money from cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why, as a researcher, I now ask myself this question: why is other countries with strong economy have not launched it? The countries that launch it, for the record, I'll give you the names. Only 7 countries launch it. We have Grenada in the Caribbean. Most of the countries are in the Caribbean. Grenada and St. Lucia, the Bahamas, a country with less than 400 million, 400 people.
Okay.
Yes, only 7 countries that have launched it. So please, can you go back to the first slide?
The map?
Yes, yes, yes. So it's like the countries that launch it are just, look at the country that launch it with the pink. So
Okay.
some of the countries are very tiny, so that is why it's very close here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only 7 countries that launch it. And those countries have population of less than 400,000 people. Yes. So how will you compare with a country that have 200 million people? So
That's
as a
huge
researcher,
risk.
yes, it's a huge risk. As a researcher, I ask myself, why don't the CBN do a pilot stage in a state? In a state alone, like Kogi State, we are more than 3 million people. Combination of all those 7 states, 6 states. So what are we talking about? The risks are very huge, I can tell you, because anything that is e-wallet without a kind of strong digitization infrastructure, and do we have the infrastructure? No, we don't have. We relied on a company, Bits Incorporated, for the Caribbean to do the job for us. 200 million people. Is my brother, I'm telling you, it's a big risk. Let me stop here.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Arena. We want to actually appreciate you for your huge thought there and the analysis. It actually beared on us because in Nigeria, our duty and our target is to see how we can control the economy and to make it possible for a common man to live his life according to what he has or his means. But we are already on it, and we still expect that we have to be conscious. It's work in progress based on the numbers. So CBN need to do a lot of work to make sure that they sustain this policy.
And people are not duped or
funding into financial inclusion and also in the welfare, social welfare scheme that the government is doing. It will be easier for government to be able to make transactions or to be able to pay your tax at ease. And during this transaction, you're going to get less charges. Those are the pros we've been told. But then, how does it go? How does it match with the
What is wrong with my system?
Naira? The only way we can improve on economize our granite pyramid, the cocoa, the palm oil estates, and all that. Those are the only things that can be able to improve our economy. It's not just the main jamboree of this eNaira. It's just for the ease, but the value is the same. So that is our concern. However, because of time, we still want to appreciate you that you always stand by each time we have very topical issues like this. You come with uh, your experience and your research to bear with the topic. So we want to welcome you and appreciate you once again for your time. You're welcome. So viewers, we will continue on this and we'll see how important and how effective it's going to help our economy grow in Nigeria. So we appreciate your time and all that. Also, before we leave this morning, because of time, we must continue to encourage that the market is quite biting. And even with this, we don't know how well it can be able to change the trend. So we continue to advise us to do the little we can and use the little means we have to be able to purchase what is available for us in the market. So once again, we want to appreciate you and thank you very much for joining us this morning. And before we leave, We
Thank you so
always
much
let
for
our
having
viewers
me.
know that it's necessary that we are already hooked on the radio segment. I think viewers would like to hear that.
Mr. Slater, thank you. Mr. Slater, Dr. Haruna, Slater didn't tell you from the beginning that you are not just live on the Facebook, you're also live on Aid online radio. So I'm sure that he
Wow.
needs to send,
Really?
yeah, so he needs to
Why?
send you so
You should
that
have
you have
told
to,
me. You should
yeah.
have
so
told
so he
me.
just wants to
It's
go.
an
Well, I
oversight.
think we're just going to also ensure that people are just listening so that those who don't have time to watch can just listen. So we'll be streaming, going forward, both on the Facebook and then the Aid
Thank
online
you so
radio so that
much.
people
Thank
can
you so
just
much
see
for
it.
this
I think
wonderful
by Tuesday,
initiative.
we're also going to, is that?
Yes, thank you so much for this wonderful initiative. So I think
Yeah,
you guys are
thank
doing an
you
amazing
for
job,
being there.
and we hope that we get a lot of listeners. So going forward, thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So he has thanked you. So I also join everyone to thank you. And of course, you are a good ambassador representing, Nigerians in Japan. So, but for our viewers, I think going forward, we'll now be streaming on the two segment, the TV segment, which is the Facebook, and then the online radio, which is also on mixler.aid radio, mixler.aid area. Okay, then the YouTube is also there. You also um, watch through the Aid Africa is the YouTube handles, and then Instagram Aid Africa. Just connect to any of these platforms, and then you follow us. It's going to be very robust because we want a lot of people to be reached. Now they just launched this on Monday. Different fraudsters are already pushing out information. So if we don't also step up our game, a lot of persons might fall victim, and that's what we don't want Nigerians to fall victim. So please bear with us. Join with us every Tuesday and Thursday so that we can give you topical, especially with issues like this that are affecting every citizen of Nigeria. So once again, thank you, Dr. Emmanuel Haruna. And of course, this is how far we can go because of the time. We want to thank you for just hooking up with us. Before we go, COVID, please, the protocol. Just wash your hands, keep a distance, use alcohol-based sanitizer. And of course, if you are in a public place, please mask up yourself so that we can prevent the risk. If you have been vaccinated, and you stay in the midst of those who are not been vaccinated, you are a risk. So the risk is not only money, risk